This is a video on Zing, Scratch 1.4 modification, and this is a mod which I don't know. I assume that this one is the unique thing, the common thing which contains the common blocks used. And anyways, unlike my previous video, I'm gonna do again from the top to bottom, which is what I like, because web blocks is not what you can do from top to bottom, but this thing I'm gonna do it from top to bottom. So anyway, let's just continue. File. First thing is you can see is import projects, which is like combining two projects much more easier than backpack. During that time, this thing is a big feat or something of combining two projects, but it's a very interesting thing. But nowadays you have to take everything in backpack, and there's an option to combine the two projects very easily. I don't know if there's any option. You can maybe comment below. And then there's something called Windows mode. Actually, I already pressed it because I have to record it. That's why. Whenever you open Zing, it will first give in full screen. Actually, this special setup is done by me using the instruction from its website, and I'm going to leave this one as a link. This is the most appropriate one, and if you want, I also leave the link to the real website as well. Anyway, let's just continue. Also, you can shift click this for more options like writing summary, which is already there, or you can do turn fill screen off for doing some speed coding, or you can redraw skin if you have the skin pack. I already installed the skin pack and deleted it, so I don't need it, but the skin pack is updated, as you can see over here and all. And then there's also edit has no change, and share as the host mesh and join mesh thing, which is very common in almost every mod, whatever is the reason why they need mesh always. It's very interesting because it's very easy to surface up, I think so. Also, you can go to Zing website if you need, and here also there are lots of website links, but I'm only going to click a proper thing because I don't want my Chrome to open. About Zing, you can see it's created by Joshua or Big Reader, and yeah, this is the place where I got this thing, zingmod.weebly. And you can check credits. Oops, I did a mistake, I think so. Okay, I'm gonna I don't want this to open actually. Okay, this opened, but I don't want to close that. Okay, fine, my performance is okay. Yeah. Anyway, we are recording this, so let's continue. Yeah, you can read about Zing, and there's also credits and several other stuffs. If you need them, you can just click on them, but I just already installed it, so I don't need any guide. And then other than that, there's no change except for the logos. And also we can check the block palette now, I think so. Yeah, right. Okay, where's my mouse pointer? Yeah, we got it back. And so first let's go to the motion category. In motion category, we can see that, oh yeah, point away from edges. It will try to point away from edge, but it has no sense because edge is surrounding itself everywhere. So I don't know what is that point. It will always point towards 84, I think so. That's what is the point towards edge. What if we did this side? It's not working, whatever is the reason, because I think so this is what is thought as edged or something. I don't understand this. Maybe this is some kind of a not working block. You can point towards a particular x and y if you need. If you put x a particular direction, it will point towards that direction because it's 100x, so it will point towards the 90 direction almost. If both are equal, we don't know where it will point towards, like in 0 0, or you can put 100 in y direction, which will make it to point towards this direction, or you can put negative 100 for the opposite one, like 180, or you can put both the same numbers, which will make it to point towards a particular number it need in a diagonal pattern if both are equal. And that's how this point towards an x and y works. And of course it will do towards the position you need them, unlike what I'm saying. And then there's also something called attached. Imagine we are creating one more sprite like this, and we want to attach this sprite with this thing, which is how it needs to work. Okay, I'll attach it through this thing. So you can see these both sprites are attached, but there's some kind of a small bug. I'm just going to give a warning that attach and detach blocks are buggy, but I'm just going to review this anyways. We can move this alone, but if you move this, everything should move together. That's the policy of it. if this parent moves, this is the parent one, sprite one is the parent, otherwise the child can move alone, or you can make the parent to move, which will make the child also to move. That's how this thing works. So if you attach this guy to this guy, I mean this sprite to this sprite, if this sprite moves, we can move this guy also. If this sprite moves, he will not be influenced by anything, but you cannot detach it. That is the only issue over here. So I'm just going to give a new thing again, and I'm not going to save it because attaching and detaching doesn't work. Again, I told it's just buggy. I'm just checking this, I'm just reviewing the mods, so it's not a big issue. If you want, you can also download it, yeah, or you feel free to skip around and you can just download it. And then in the controls category, there's something called when this is true. This will check for a particular condition even if the green flag is never pressed. As you can see, I don't know how I'm supposed to put that. You can do a particular condition inside of it, and if it's true, it will keep on doing it whether the green flag is clicked or not. Unlike this one, it's kind of like this one, but it will do whenever it wants without the green flag, without even the green flag being clicked or even stopped. It doesn't matter, but it will keep on executing. And of course, I think so this too has some kind of small bugs, even though it's taken from somebody who I don't know who made this block. I don't know actually, but it's kind of very widespread this as well. And yeah, then we got the clone me, which creates a clone of itself. Actually, this creates one more it duplicates the sprite actually rather than creating a clone. Clone in 1.4 as well is same as duplicating only with all the scripts, but the problem is that you can't properly control it. I think so, opposite sprite, but yeah, you can try it. Or you can enter and exit, you can enter presentation mode, but the issue is that it will always go to the full screen mode because that's what it's meant to be in. Or you can exit the presentation mode. I'll just keep it something like that. Also, you can see one, I don't know what do they call this, I think so it's called, I don't know, drop down, something like that, in order to close and open the script. This one is taken from blob, I think so. Also, I forgot to review blob because it's too large mode for me to say with mouth. Also, it has very lots of versions which I wish to review all top to bottom, but come on, I have to be practical and not review everything in my life. But yeah, it's an interesting thing to do. Okay, this creates a small bug there, entering and exiting. So anyway, let's go to the Windows mode. Actually, by mistake I shift clicked it. I can just normally click it and give window mode. Anyway, it's creating some kind of a small bug there, so I'm just putting it there. You can also prompt a block. You can use the block to save the project, or cause an error, which is not a big thing. It's not even a thing. Or you can stop the script. Okay, that thing is already there. Or if there's something like this, even though that I don't know if there's major use in this creating a block like that. Or you can put some squeak codes over here. I don't know if it will work, but anyway, it's cool. Then you can report some information like, okay, it's not even reporting the hello thing. That means it's buggy. What about this? False. Okay, that is reporting well. Okay, it's not working. Yes or true is not working as I intended to work. And then there's also looks category, but this is some kind of changes actually. Okay, by default it's saturation, but saturation is not there to choose itself. I'm changing the saturation, or you can just set it. So saturation doesn't work as I intended because it's going out. Actually, I didn't test this, I think so. Yeah, that could be the reason. I just clear the graphics effects, or you can do many other graphics effect. Actually, every mode contains this graphics effect modification, which means you can access some graphic effect that's not present in Scratch itself. It's hidden by Scratch, just like how mesh is hidden. Okay, this thing is a hidden block. I think so this too is becoming so common because I saw it in every mode possible. If you hide it, it will say true. If you show it, it will say false. Hiding true, showing false. Check if it's hidden, or you can even report the particular value you want. Okay, let's choose color effects there. So if you're changing color effects, it is supposed to report, but it's not reporting. I think this is also buggy. Set mouse to can see the mouse become a box actually. This thing is very unique to this mod, I think so, but I didn't actually, I just simply told it this one common is unique. Yeah, but the mouse changed after some time. I hope, how much big can I make my mouse? It's gonna be very funny, I think so, if I made my mouse this much big. You can see my mouse big something, big square, big blob of square, which is an, I don't know. But anyway, we just reset it by clicking on other things. Or you can hide mouse. Oh, this is very annoying, right? Hiding mouse is a very annoying feature. Okay, I cannot show my mouse again. Okay, my mouse is showing now. And looks category, we had a unique thing we saw. And in sensing category, let's see if there's any changes. Yeah, you can see there's a change. Show dialog with title. You can see it shows the dialog. You can put whatever you want. Let's put it something like that. You can see it says YouTube. Subscribe for goodness is the heading, and the YouTube is the thing that's inside. That I think so. I also made a mistake there. Alert error, and wait, yeah, it's alerting error. Ask continue and report answer. Yes, you can see it's reporting true. No means it report false. Do I want to sleep? Yeah, it's gonna be true. I want to sleep. That's a funny question. I think so. Gray blocks are just in development. They're not even made yet. You can check the time. I think this also is a hidden block now in these versions. Month number. Okay, it's working. Or you can check anything like that day of the month or whatever. It's 28, yeah, 28th April. I'm just recording this video on 28th April if you don't know. And distance from a particular position to another position, just 14. Put the 0, of course I know the answer. 10, yeah. Put it 1. It's gonna be a very decimal answer. Or you can just open the camera window, but I don't want to because they're very laggy, and also I don't want to show my face in here for now because it's not a big important thing to show. Or you can beep, but I don't know why it doesn't work in my computer. Maybe due to some things which I changed in my computer or something. And there are operators. This exponential operator, I think so, yeah. This will report some exponential values. I think so. In other videos I never thought of reviewing this thing, but yeah, you can check if 3 is between 1 and 5. This thing is very interesting. You can check if 12 is not between 1 and 5, right? That's why it's reporting false. That's how this thing works. This thing is more like checking for less than, and this thing is more like that only. If my variable is, let me create something like that. Okay, they change this also global and local rather than being for all sprite and my sprite. Okay, this thing is like this. That's okay. It's like checking my variable is greater than one value and lesser than one value. That's how this thing works. This thing is kind of similar to that only. And then there's also this block, which I'm going to explain it again. It's a very annoying thing, but you can skip around the video. This is going to be similar, like a particular condition, like my variable maybe equal to 0. Then it should say, it should report it is 0. Otherwise it should be like it is 1. And I'll put it inside a say block because you need a use for this thing, right? This thing is more similar to this thing. Like first put the condition here. No, let me just put, oops, I'm just dragging it so wrongly. Just throw it there. It's like saying it is 0. It is not. This thing is similar to this thing. This script is similar to this script, but a shorter version. You can see this thing is more shorter than this. But there are more blocks coming in the same place, which is the weird stuff. These both are same. That's what I'm coming to say. I don't know if you understand it because I didn't explain this one very well. And you can letter 1 to 3 of a particular thing. You can report that thing. particular letters of the thing. It's more like cutting it off. It's giving error there. Actually, I think so in Squeak it starts from 1 to 4, or maybe they set purposefully like that. ASCII for A is 97, capital A may be different. 65, as you can see, A is 97, so B should be 98, right? Yeah, that's how it reports things, and it will check the ASCII number for it, and then you can also report the true or false values as numbers. 0 is equal to 0, which is going to be true, right? True means 1, false means 0. That's how this thing works in Scratch, but I don't know what other language, I forgot it. And you can even report something as boolean, like true can be reported as boolean true, false can be reported as false, yes can be reported as true, no can be reported as false, as I guess. You can see some things are error. I don't know if, I think some things are like a database because they added some particular stuff, so like yes and no. And you can also set the clipboard to something you want, because let me just test that with the notepad, because that's where you can paste some stuffs. So let me just set the clipboard to I'm a cat. Okay, that makes sense, but I don't know if it's in my clipboard. Let's see if it's coming up. If it comes in notepad, it means yeah, you can see it's setting our clipboard to I am a cat. Clipboard means like copying a particular word and pasting it. That's also a clipboard. Maybe they give not save. Okay, it will report pi over here. This was big value. I don't know whatever is phi. Maybe half of pi is phi or something. And it's the square root of 2. And then these things don't work, I think so, probably. True, false. This thing was already we saw. Then there's mod and round block, which is brought back. Okay, mod and round block are not brought back, they're already there. And there's also square root if you need them. Pen is kind of similar only, there's not much changes. Variable got all these stuffs over here, which I think so it's influenced from bingo and all those kind of stuffs. I don't know where are these people are getting these things from, but yeah, most of these mods are so interlinked that I'm almost like fed up or something. Add a variable fed up. Okay, this block is working or whatever. Okay, you can see fed up is added, but only for this sprite only, because this thing adds like that only. Or you can delete my var, means it will delete the local my var, because if you go anywhere else it will not show the fed up thing. That means it's creating a local variable whenever you add a new variable like that. Or you can delete my variable, but it will only work for local variables of deleting. I'm just going to delete fed up because I'm not fed up now for now. You can see the variable is gone, but it takes a kind of some time to process or something, because you have to switch between some stuffs to see the variables changes. Or you can even delete my variable, delete the variable you choose from here. But sometime I think so it will not work for international variables, or I can say global variables. Yeah, I'm going to create a variable called mid, and yeah, it's not working for the global variable, only is for local variable. This adding, it will add to local variable, this will delete only local variables, these both things. That's how it works. And you can create a global and local list, which is already there, right? I think so. Actually, I don't know why this feature is so hard to implement or something in 1.4, hiding and showing list. Yeah, I think so. That's what's, maybe it's too tough that Scratch team itself didn't implement it. I think so. You can, it's trying to hide the list, but it's not hiding it at all. Let me just add something. You can't, this is not working in any modes. I don't know whatever is the reason. Somebody should seriously, somebody should make a mod with these things working itself. And there are mesh, these are the mesh features, which is known as world actually. Or you can open a particular web page you want, but I don't want to. Or you can load costume from a particular URL if you have a picture URL. And then you can also check if you are hosting a mesh, which is false. Current mesh IP, I don't want to check it, but come on, I'm getting wasted. My 30 seconds gone. And we can also check some common stuffs. Okay, this thing, I don't know if it's commonly used blocks or will it check how commonly I'm using the blocks, or will it work with is this a already present thing, or it's updating every time I use the blocks? I don't know if it's like that. Let me just use this a very lot of times, so I can see if I'm getting something. Okay, I didn't got the adding blocks there, but yeah, these things are very commonly used according to the person who created this mod for whatever reason. And of course you can easily drag from here rather than jumping around like that, jumping around between motions, controls, looks and all. You can rather use these simple blocks which are very commonly used. And yeah, I personally think that's all about this mod, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. And we are not going to be reviewing in alphabetical order because I think so I missed in between there are some gaps between these things, but in my alphabetical order I've completed it, and even the scratch wiki completed every 1.4